Hi guys, this is Danesha. I am the owner of Dream Identity Counseling, and I am sitting here with my amazing cousin and friend and lifetime partner and struggle bus trauma bonding partner, Quincy.
Hi.
Thank you so much for sitting down and having this conversation with me. So this is our third segment of the Black Business Mentality Conversation. And today I am speaking with her not only about her journey in entrepreneurship, but I think one of the discussions about entrepreneurship is when we're starting off and building ourselves into what we want entrepreneurship to look like. Mm-hmm. So we're balancing entrepreneurship and working full time. Bless you. And so today she's coming from the concept of environmental wellness. Just because what she does plays a huge part in not only her environment, but it touches the lives of other people in their environment. So let's start this conversation off by sharing just a little bit about how you even got into Quintessentials and like how that journey has been for your own mental health.
So I started this journey not during the best moment of mental health because it was during the pandemic. So we all know how that went. And I was actually on the way home from Memphis scrolling on Instagram, and there was this one resident artist. She makes these very elaborate landscapes. And one day she just happened to break a coaster, and she made a reel of her making a new one. And it was just out of the sheer boredom of the moment. I was like, oh, I can do that. Just something to just like do and have fun and create in the middle of the chaos of the outside world when I could not really leave the house. So it became really fun for me. And next thing you know, I'm just making coasters and making coasters and making coasters to the point my roommate at the time was like, you need to sell these. And I was just like, I don't think anybody's gonna buy these. But then people started buying them. Then they started asking me to make other things. And next thing you know, 3 years later.
Because people buy art.
People buy art.
They buy talent. And you are so talented and gifted. The importance of what you just said was like how you started it off is just passion work, right? And I think even the previous people that I've spoken to of how they're navigating how their passions have just turned into purpose over time.
Boy.
My gosh. And so I think that's the beauty about, especially when we're coming from creativity, your environment is so important as it relates to how you manage your mentality. Like, and I don't think a lot of people really understand it. You are doing the work of like creativity in your environment. There are some people, and there are some people that don't understand the concept of like, let's just clean up our environment. It's like if it's chaotic in my house,
it's chaotic in here.
It's chaotic in here. If it's cluttered, it's cluttered in here.
I look at two things I look at, and it lets me know about my mental health space. It's either the chaos in my bedroom or if I'm not tending to my plants properly. That's always my mental check. And it's weird because I'm in sync with these things. When I'm not right, they're not right. But it's because if I'm not right, I'm not watering them, maintaining them, whatever. So that lets me know how I'm doing.
Because you can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah.
Literally.
And today's watering day. We have a schedule.
That's so powerful. That is so powerful. What was the feedback that you've gotten from like your clients about how your work helps their wellness journey or like their environmental wellness?
When I first started this, of course, most feedback was from family. So I was just like, you all love me. You think I'm great. So what happens when I get in the outside world.
Yeah, the outside world gonna let you know.
The outside world had me real nervous. But I saw my products on Etsy. Mm-hmm. Those reviews started coming in. I was like, because I was in the beginning. I was figuring it out. Mm-hmm. So some people were nice and they just like gave me feedback. And then some people were a little rude. But as I was just like, figured it out, did my research and did my thing, my products got much better. Mm-hmm. And then the reviews became much better. And at this point, I have a lot of 5-star reviews. And from there, I got bold. I started doing in-person markets. And I tell you, that had me nervous. Because you're face-to-face. You can tell me if something sucks. And we all know I have thick skin. But we also know what Erykah Badu say? I'm an artist. I'm sensitive about my... So I was like, if you come at me rude, I might come across the table. We're going to try not to do that. We're going to try not to do that.
That's fair.
Yes. That's fair. Actually, I started getting a lot of good feedback, especially like people just coming up, even if they don't purchase. Some people will just come up, say they admire my talent. Some people can look at it and be like, I know you put hours into this. Some people won't even stop raving about it. And it was also meaningful to me when I do these events and there are other resin artists there, and they would give me feedback about how well I'm doing. It's like certain techniques and stuff just to get bubbles out of resin. It was one lady, she was like, I've been doing this for 9 years. How are your products coming out crystal clear? Wow. And I was like, okay, I'm doing something right. And then my favorite moment ever, because I start with a Q. There are no Qs out there. But this little girl came up and she saw a keychain with a Q and she got so excited. And she was a little black girl too. Yeah. She got so excited. She just finished her piano recital and her parents took her out and she saw the keychain and they bought it. And they had to walk past me to get to the restaurant they were going to. But when they came back, she was still excited and like waving at me with the keychain. Wow. And I was like, I'm doing something right.
Wow. That validation is so important. And one of the things that you just said was like, I got to get out of my environment to even like learn and grow of what my full capabilities are. And sometimes that's the thing. We get so stuck and consistent and comfortable in our comfort zones because it's comfortable. Like it's cozy doing this on the inside of the house, right? Yeah. But like I have to now present myself to the exterior world that feels vulnerable and exposing and right. And so I think a lot of times, speaking of environment, we can like cap ourselves because we choose comfortability and isolation instead of getting outside of our comfort zone, even if that is just getting outside of the house.
And it's necessary in order to thrive, because I can say online sales versus in-person sales, giant difference. So I make more money doing these in-person events. So once I got into the flow of things, I started doing markets once a month, and every now and then maybe 2 a month. And doing these more frequently, I've met more people, I've learned more, and I've grown more, and it's helped my business come a long way. So if I just stay doing things online and like never operating in the outside world, I'm pretty sure this would have not been in existence. This interview would not be happening because I just would have been in my little bubble, not really trying or putting myself out there more for Quintessentials to become what it's becoming.
Okay, so what I just heard in that is I'm putting time into my craft. I'm putting time into networking and putting myself out there. But you still got a full-time job.
Yeah. Yes.
You still, and so like how does one manage balancing a full-time job, entrepreneurship, and you still have to be creative in what you do in both of your jobs?
That was a trial and error process. Because when I started, well, of course, full-time graphic designer, I was looking into going back into freelancing. So that means more design work after the 40 hours I clock in at work. Then turn around, I was doing Quintessentials, and I really wanted to put time into Quintessentials to make it grow. And it became a lot trying to figure out everything. What we knew was a given was that I was going to have to keep working my full-time job to fund the startup of Quintessentials.
Mm-hmm.
So that couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And then it became a thing between freelance, because I had like rebranded, launched the whole thing while at the same time launching Quintessentials. And in the end, it became which one is more of a priority.
Yeah.
Because doing graphic design, coming home, doing more graphic design, then coming home, going in the garage. And at those times, I would come home, eat, more design, get in the garage. I'll probably be done between 2 and 3 in the morning, go to sleep, then get up and go to work. So I had to pick which one fed me more and which I felt more as a priority. And in the end, I was like, I do design all day, every day. Let me put my extra time into something different and something that allows me to be more creative. Because in my field, it's more visual problem solving with an existing brand versus Quintessentials would let me be more of an artist and have fun and be free. And that became more important to me. So I had to make the official decision to shut down my freelance business. And then after that, I had to find a routine or schedule to balance work, personal life, Quintessentials, and then, as you know, like I work out like 3 times a week. So I had to figure out a schedule. So it got to the point where I work out Tuesdays and Thursdays and yoga on Sundays. Mondays and Wednesdays, I do wrestling after work. And then Sundays, I just take pictures of everything. Because I will make a bunch of stuff and I just need to post it and edit it for social media. So Sundays will be my photography day and I'll edit them and I have stuff ready for the next few weeks. So, because right now I have like 4 weeks of content. So that allows me to like give myself breathing room when I keep my schedule.
Wow. I love that discipline. Because I don't have it. I don't. And it's just, it's so admirable because what you just said was, I chose what was more fulfilling to me. Like, even if the right now didn't mean necessarily more money or more lucrative. And I think that's one of the things of like getting into entrepreneurship. Baby, if you going into entrepreneurship with the idea of this is gonna make me some money,
ooh, do I have news for you?
You heading into insanity. Like it's just because entrepreneurship is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different outcome. That's insanity. And so you might as well do something that you love to do since you got to do it over and over and over again. And so that's so powerful because a lot of people look at the idea of entrepreneurship of like, I want to just like get online, find what other people doing that's making them a lot of money and then do that. But that is going to burn you out even if you are making money. Because you're not waking up and like enjoying the fact that like I get to wake up and do this today. And
then also just doing freelance caused burnout with me in my full-time job because I never got a break from doing what I do all day. So I was burning myself out and it was ruining my passion for my career, which I actually really love. So it took a lot of prioritizing what was best for me and what made me happy and what brought me the most balance in my life. And with that, I had to find the discipline to keep everything going smoothly.
When you decided to do business, were you initially afraid? Were you hesitant? Were you any of that before like jumping full-fledged in?
Oh, of course we were afraid because this is the middle of the pandemic. Full transparency, my job took a mean pay cut to stay afloat at the time. And I am taking what extra money I should not really be spending to do something that brought me joy and then turn around and expanding upon that and growing it because that meant more supplies. Those were more things I needed. As I researched things, I found better quality products, which of course cost more money. So it was definitely like a lot of hesitation to like fully push myself to really dive into this.
Fair.
Because at the end of the day, like I said, I could have just stayed safe, but instead I wanted to do more and that required more out of me. So it made me really nervous at first. It's different going from like my small little setup to just doing things just to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember, like, originally when I bought my small little one-off kit, that was just $80, and it came out with little simple low-end products. Because, like I said, I was just bored.
Mm-hmm.
So once we expanded and we had more products that require more molds, better resin, better pigments, better dyes, more creative ideas, better glitter, things like glitter. You gotta have a perfect glitter preference.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It's just little things like that. Like I have a Cricut printer. I started buying more supplies for that. It's just one thing after another, and I was just like, I am scared to do this because I'm gonna spend money I don't need to be spending. Because life is already hard doing a panorama, but I'm gonna keep doing it.
That's so fair. That's so fair. Because same, I think people think that, like, if you're going into entrepreneurship, then you don't need to be afraid. And I'm learning this year for me is, like, do it in fear. Like,
you did a lot in fear. Good for you.
Thank you.
Good for you. So proud of you.
Thank you. But it's like, I think, so it's like, there's some fears where it's just like there's a hesitation, but you just push through.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm learning in this space, just like you just said, I do a lot in fear. People don't know, like, how many leaps I've just, like, I really just jump off the cliff.
Well, where?
And figure out the cushion on the way down. Is it the most effective approach? No. But, like, the outside doesn't know that, like, where I am is because I've just operated in fear. It's not that I've been so, like, pleasant with these decisions. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's when we talk about environment, and I think about both of our, like, new homes and where we are, what we've said to each other in seeing our new homes. Because ironically, we both just made moves. And
this is our first time visiting me in my new home.
And the same sentiment that we both had for each other was like, everything that you need in this season of your life, in your environment, we got in our houses.
We really did.
We did.
We were hunting. Hunting.
And it was so intentional, but it's like, even the way that we both end up getting our houses, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think it speaks volumes. Also, what I'm saying is, when you're in seasons where your life is a little chaotic, and you're having to figure all of these other things out, one thing that will help settle just your mind and your nervous system and is your environment.
Like, I think I told you when I showed you my space now, like, for preference of you all, I just have a table in a garage. And everything just sat on top of the table. I had organized boxes that I would just pull stuff out of as I needed it. And now I have a studio space.
A full studio.
I have a table set up with not a lot of junk on it. I have shelves where everything is organized and separated by product or what it is. And I have my own little space. I even have a TV down there, and I just be playing anime while I'm working. And I'm like, I have a studio area.
When I first got here, she gave me a tour of the house, but we didn't go in her studio because it's kind of like off-centered in the bottom of her house. And so my birthday, when we're walking down there, I just ask, I'm like, what's this door? And she's like, oh, that's my studio. And so I open it, and it's this huge room with all of her stuff. And I think I needed to see that day. And I told her when I walked in and I was taking it in, like, I got teary-eyed. And it was, you know how you pray for your friends and your family and you be asking God to do stuff?
He did it.
But then when you see it happen.
The words of DJ Khaled, God did. That was DJ Khaled, right?
Yes.
That was DJ Khaled. Yeah.
He did. And it's like, it's moments like that where that felt like a gift for me too, of like, God, you're so intentional. You're so present. You're so, but simultaneously it was like, ooh, that means this girl got to blow up because you giving her room.
I got more space for more shenanigans.
You know?
Yeah.
Because when he make room, you got to do something with it.
I need room for the room.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I need room for the room
this year.
I need room for the room.
Yep, put it on a t-shirt. There you go. Mm.
And with that, because that was a word all in itself.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my gosh. I hope that someone is encouraged by this conversation. I'll share my takeaway from this, and I want to hear what you're taking from this. My takeaway is your exterior is a replica of your interior.
These are facts.
And vice versa. So if there is something that you've been wanting to do to your environmental space, that can be your work desk, that can be your home environment, just one space in your home. Like, be intentional with those things. See how operating outside of procrastination or outside of like not doing for yourself shows up in how you feel. And start small. Like, you don't have to have these like grandiose expectations of yourself. Just be intentional. I was telling her one of the things about my home was I've been in there since August, and you would think as creative and artistic as I am, my house would be a replica of that. Mm-hmm. It's blank. It's blank walls, except for like pictures of me and my baby on the...
And she's not alone.
But I needed time to feel my house and like understand its aura and its energy. And now I'm ready. I just told her now I'm ready to create. Like,
we had a whole conversation about how we envision our homes looking now. Now that we settled in our homes, we found ourselves, we found our space. We know how we want to represent us and how we want it to be reflected. And for me, it's also a part of self-care, because I've shared my ideas with her. Just for example, my mom has started my vinyl collection, and she gives me vinyls every birthday and every Christmas. And something that makes me happy is music, and I have a cute little area set up. So now, every month, I'm getting these vinyl racks that I'm putting on the wall. First day of the month, I'm swapping out the first three just to reflect some artists that make me happy, or that self-reflection mirror.
Yeah, that's important. So yeah, that's my takeaway of just being intentional with your external environment. What's your takeaway?
My takeaway is that we operate out of fear, but we get it done. And we make room for room. We're making a lot of room for room. It's also interesting how many people aren't aware that their environment affects their health, and then how much them not growing outside of it hinders them. Yes.
Because that concept of I'm a product of my environment, no.
You know how you feel about that phrase. She does not like that phrase. Because you can outgrow your environment.
You can, but do you want to?
Because as people, we grow, mature, we learn, and we become better. We literally just grow. So when you outgrow yourself, you outgrow your environment.
Yes.
And you need to adapt to a new one that reflects to where you are in life at the moment.
I can go into a full spiel about that because that there sends me. But yes, that's so valid. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you for having me.
No problem.
It's my first video interview.
Yay! Y'all take care of what you see. You don't even like see you a lot throughout the day. Take care of what you actually see. That's important of like the message that you tell your brain every day. So yeah, y'all be well, breathe through it, and I'll see you on the next one.
See you on the next one.
Bye.